Good morning. So it's my last day on the island on Ilha Grande, and I decided to walk again to Dos Rios, and it's 9:30 and I already did like 2 hours trail, and I'm here and I'm alone and it's so beautiful. I just like to be long enough in one place, so then I get to go to the place or places that I like the most. I can go again. But I was also thinking it's gonna be a good day to record a video about why I haven't been recording in Rio. I'm gonna get to it once I sit down, but for now I'm just gonna admire the view. I need to arrive to the place. So I'm here already a good few hours, and I was alone till like an hour ago. So I'm not alone anymore, but still it's just very few people. But I think it's the time to go back to Rio in this video. So I arrived to Rio almost a month ago. I heard everything, that you need to be really careful, that they steal, that they can rob you with a gun, but as long as I was really believing the stories in a way that I knew it's a different world, I also didn't want to be paranoid, because what's the point? Usually it's much worse what they say than it really is in real life. I would say not in the case of Rio, but anyway. So my friend who I met in Berlin, and she was giving me the most advices before coming here. She lives already in Brazil for almost a year. Luckily she came also to visit Rio and we got to meet. So first 2 days I was always with her, so I didn't have to walk alone. And anyway, I was in a very nice hostel, actually the same one I'm staying on Ilha Grande as well. It's called Mamembe, highly recommended. And the only thing is that it's located in Santa Teresa, next to Lapa, which Santa Teresa is a very nice neighborhood, very artistic, kind of hipster, but not so safe. Same for Lapa, obviously. It's like this kind of crazy partying neighborhood, a little bit like kind of Neukölln, Kreuzberg in Berlin. So I'm staying there for like the whole 10 days I am in Rio. It's full of really nice people. It's with the breakfast included, so mostly everybody comes for breakfast. And then you talk to people, and after the breakfast you're set for the day. And it was every day like this. So I got to climb a few mountains around Rio, and I always found company to do it. So I was never alone, which in Rio felt good. But yeah, actually when I arrived the first weekend, and we got to go for favela party, like a party in a favela, which everybody claimed was safe, so I went. And what it is, it's pretty much like a kind of like a club that is in a street of one of favelas, and it goes every Friday and Saturday. It's like an outdoor club, but what's different about it, it's like one of the most aggressive parties I ever been to. The music is so loud. They play only very vulgar music with very vulgar lyrics, and I never experienced such loud music. I had obviously my earplugs because I never go to any music event without them. Of course that helped, but the bigger problem was that every cell of my body was shaking from that noise. It was unbelievable. The next day I pretty much felt more like I'm hangover from that loudness. That's one thing. And the second thing is that it's just very specific crowd coming there. It's for the favela people mostly. And I was feeling very gringa there. and I felt like I'm not really supposed to be there. It felt very, very weird. Once I was there, I was not really afraid, but it just felt not inappropriate, I would say. And there are just guns everywhere, drugs everywhere. Like, I don't want to go into details online, but it's just definitely different kind of experience. And I also felt like I had very mixed feelings about it, why I'm there and if I'm supposed to be there. But it was all good. I stayed there only like 2-3 hours maximum, and I got back home, so no problem. So even the first weekend in Rio was already so intensive. Then the other day we just went out in Lapa, listened to some samba, just kind of Brazilian experiences, let's put it that way. And then pretty much it was all going good for me. Even a few times during the day I was going out with my phone because I wanted to take some pictures. So for the hikes, never at night though. I bought this old phone that I was carrying with me. But in the beginning I always had some problems with the internet. In Brazil it's actually really a struggle because as a foreigner, if you don't have the kind of tax number, which is CPF here, you cannot register a phone number. So that makes it a big struggle to buy a SIM card with internet. You pretty much the only solution is to find a Brazilian who would lend you their CPF. So this I managed to do. A guy from the hostel did it for me. So I had internet, but it didn't work on my old phone, so I'd rather had my real phone with me, but then I was warned a lot, so I was really trying to avoid doing it. So for most of the times I didn't have my real phone, so obviously I also was not taking that much pictures, so I couldn't record neither. Then the day we climbed the Dos Irmãos, which is Two Brothers mountain in Rio, and you need to climb the favela hill first, favela Vidigal. You can also take a motor taxi, but everybody was saying, oh, during the day is all good, so we climbed. It was okay, although there was already some problems because we couldn't find the right way, and there was this small guy coming up to us. Somebody asked him from our group. We were a big group, we were attracting attention. We were all Europeans and North Americans, like Canadian. So we were very, very gringo, and we were attracting a lot of attention. One girl was Portuguese French, so she speaks Portuguese, so she asked about the way, and right away they wanted to guide us, obviously for money. And we didn't take the offer because we didn't need any guidance. But there was already a little bit of tense situation, so I felt insecure in that moment for sure. But okay, we found the trail, we climbed the mountain, we came back. A very beautiful trail, by the way. The view is amazing, one of the most beautiful views in Rio for sure. I never climbed the Christ in the end, so I mean, I would say this one is better because you get to see the Christ from that one. And also it's not so touristic, very little people, so I enjoyed that one much more. As always, what I love about the trails is that you end up in the sea. So after the trail we go to Panama beach, we swim in the water, we go to a really nice vegan restaurant that we find in the Copacabana area. We get back to the hostel, and I was in a really good mood. I still wanted to go out, so I'm taking some rest, I'm getting prepared, and with 3 other people, it's Wednesday night I think, and with 3 other people, so it's 4 of us, we decided to go out. We were already about to go out. It was for a samba party or something like that. A girl that was in our group said, leave your phone, leave your phones. We were really like right about to leave. We were on the stairs, and we were like, oh, okay, let's do it. So I just quickly came back to my room and left my phone and my credit card in a locker in my room in a hostel. We go out. We literally crossed the street, and there was this stairs going down. And once we are there are 2 guys coming from behind us. I turn my head and I only see the guy in his hand. So I knew what's happening for sure. It felt really surreal. It was so quick. They put us like in front of the wall that was there, and they asked for money and mostly phones. They didn't speak English, obviously, so they were speaking Portuguese. We didn't speak Portuguese, so they were just like phones. I didn't have any phone on me. I only had cash, which was so lucky. So I just gave them the cash, and they still wanted the phones, but I didn't have one. So one of them checked on me, like he touched me, and I didn't have one. So everybody just gave the cash we had, and they sent us back with the gun. They sent us back to the hostel. That's it. It's like 2 minutes. So literally we come back to the hostel after 5 minutes. We left it. And what's really sad about this story is that we were very shocked. I'm only talking about it so calmly because it's already 3 weeks, I think. But this kind of experience is shocking for sure, I can tell you. I was not really afraid, oh, I'm gonna die. I mean, there was no time really to think about it. The only thing I thought was, okay, I just want to get out of this situation as soon as possible. How I can do this? I'm giving cash, I'm giving all the stuff I have, and hopefully they're gonna let me go. Which was the case. And I think after all, that's the conclusion, that usually, even if they have a gun, most likely the gun is not real, although you never know. Or it's not loaded, but obviously you don't want to check it. Most likely they don't want to harm you physically, because that would probably cause problems for them. They are so desperate that they just only want the stuff, and they don't know other way how to do it. After the shock went away a little bit, we started to talk and analyze the situation. These were just kids. These were like 16, 17 years old kids, teenagers, very young. So you get to be careful also, because they might be a bit reckless. But on the other hand, this is how it works in Rio. Favelas are next to the richest parts of the town. So everybody lives so close to each other, and the tension is there all the time. And you can also see it from that perspective, that for them it's like kind of Robin Hood thing, right? Like they get to rob the rich, the white rich, right? So for them actually it's technically a good thing, probably. So I cannot really blame them, right? I'm not defending them, because in the end they are the ones who do it. But it's the whole system. This is the outcome of a lot of different things on top of each other that lead to such situations. So that was the conclusion. Obviously it's shocking, and very quickly I kind of suffered, I think, a little like kind of PTSD, where I denied the whole experience. I barely was remembering it. On the other hand, it was also so quick. But also for the next days, I was never really walking in Rio anymore. For first few days I was really paranoid, and the only thing I wanted to do was to leave it. I didn't want to spend my time anymore in a place where I cannot walk freely. And everybody tells you, oh, as long as you take Uber from point A to point B, it's okay. But for me, it's not freedom. I think 3, 4, 5 days later, I just left Rio and I went to Parachi, where I started recording. That was a very good decision. I got my life back. I felt safe. I felt free again. And now on Ilha Grande, it's only better. It's a very safe place. Technically, you just need to avoid big cities if you don't want to put yourself in danger of finding yourself in such situation. A lot of people say São Paulo is worse, Salvador is worse. I don't know, I think they are equal. I know the towns in the south, people say like Curitiba, Florianopolis. Everybody says Florianopolis is so beautiful, but I'm not going to the south anymore. It's just getting too cold there. So I'm actually going to the north. I go to Bahia, but I don't go to Salvador. I go to Bahia, I'm gonna make my stop in Belo Horizonte, which everybody says is safe. So pretty much now I'm only following the safe places. I just don't wanna live in a fear. And it's totally possible in Brazil, as I'm getting to experience, but you just need to be smart about it. Also, what was shocking when we told the reception in a hostel what happened, everybody was just saying, okay, it's normal, like nobody reacted. And everybody just started to tell their stories or some worse stories, so it basically didn't make any sense, and it only proved the point that it's dangerous. And I think also one of the kind of weirdest thing that I was struggling with when arriving here is that, because it took me like 3 weeks to arrive, it's the language that I don't speak, and it's a struggle very often. You just don't know how things work, and that's kind of what makes it weird, is that everything seems so similar here, but it's so different. I felt like changing the angle a little. That's it, I don't wanna really talk about it anymore. I'm good already. Apparently it was like a very gentle reminder from the universe that I need to be careful, and maybe that I should rearrange my plans, and I'm just going to the nature, and I'm reconnecting with the nature, and I'm doing great. And I don't regret not being in those big cities that just make me feel unwell, unsafe, where I'm in danger, when I need to watch my stuff like crazy, when I need to watch every step I'm doing, every corner I'm turning, every street. It's just crazy. And obviously I'm talking from the privileged European perspective, but it's not like that you don't have to be careful in a big city in Europe, right? I lived in Berlin for 3 years, so there are some places where you get to be careful, obviously. I'm here, I'm talking to you, I'm safe, I'm healthy, I'm feeling great. I just felt like I need to share this story because it's part of the experience. It's also kind of funny that it happened like in the first week I was here. So I was still very fresh, and I was still learning how to function here. And something like that happened, and I talked to Brazilians, and a lot of Brazilians said they didn't experience it. Obviously a lot of tourists never experienced it. So I'm in this like kind of, you know, chosen very low percentage that got to experience it. But I'm grateful for this experience. It made me for sure more experienced. I don't even want to evaluate it because it doesn't make sense. Experience is an experience, and I think that was also one of the biggest lessons for me out of it. And I'm very happy that I learned this lesson, that I really was not judging it. I just took it as it was. It was not pleasant, obviously, but it just taught me a lot. And I'm here, stronger, feeling better. I just wanted to share it before going to ayahuasca retreat that I'm going in 2 days. And I just wanted to have it like out of my head. Also, it's already a lot of time, so I just wanted to share it. So that's it about Rio from me. If some more thoughts come, I will share it for sure in the next videos. And for now, I'm just gonna enjoy my last day on Ilha Grande, getting more connected with this beautiful environment, beautiful nature here, and getting prepared for another trip in the different dimensions. I'm gonna update on how it went because I'm going to a very, very beautiful place. So for sure there's gonna be some footage. Although I will be trying to not to record that much for obvious reasons. I want to detox from the screen, from social media. Although also that's very good during the day, and even now I don't have reception. If I go into the nature, for most of the day I'm offline. So it's only in the hostels where I'm getting the connection and I'm answering the messages and I'm posting. But during the day, it's all offline, so I really do enjoy more free space in my head and in my heart. Warm greetings from Brazil, from Ilha Grande. See you in next video. Ciao.